Welcome to AI Superhero. It's a pleasure to have you here today. Thank you for joining me. Over the next 20 minutes, thereabouts, we're going to have a conversation about artificial intelligence, and we're going to find out how you can be an AI superhero. So let's jump straight into it. An AI superhero is one who understands that with great power comes great responsibility. An AI superhero is one who is intentional about the application of artificial intelligence. So, with great power comes great responsibility. Never forget that. As a project manager, many of you are, or as a business professional, you might find yourself spending inordinate amounts of time doing one thing. And that thing is communicating. Wouldn't it make sense to use artificial intelligence to harness that? It would, right? The AI superhero is one who understands that communication is key to solving problems. But the AI superhero also understands AI's limitations. And one of the limitations of AI is simply AI cannot solve every single problem. It can solve most problems, almost any problem, except people problems. People problems are very complex. And for that reason, I want you to understand that you need to harness your abilities to make AI 10x. In other words, without your expertise, without your insights to artificial intelligence, it cannot do as much as it would have. That's where you need to put on the boss hat to control the tool and not be at the mercy of the tool. Artificial intelligence is the future, and the future is here, says Dave Waters. But even though the future is here, the question is the future bright? Are we wearing rose colored glasses? Are we wearing a different color lenses to see AI as being a threat? It really depends on you and your perception. But welcome to the concept of artificial intelligence. I want you to think about AI as an augmentation of your skills. I want you to understand that communication is key everywhere in the world. You look at what happens in world politics, look at what happens in world peace. It all stems from communication. That should be a signal to you that communication is key. It trumps everything. It's often said that the project manager spends 70 to 90% of the time communicating. For that reason, we need to see AI as a conductor integrating data analysis and decision making, but we need to see ourselves as the boss behind all the number crunching and all the cool things that AI does. Don't forget your originality. PMI's research in PMBOK 6 documented it shows that the project managers who are in the top 2% are those with superior interpersonal skills, communication, leadership. That should be a wake up call. That if you want to be in the top 2% of project managers, you need to up the ante on your communications. The Gantt charts are good. Trust me, I love them. I actually created a video today about Gantt charts. I love the analysis. I've got all sorts of certifications: PMI SP, PMI RMP. I even took the OPM3, which was like a three-headed beast back in the day. But I'm telling you, my friends, that is not what makes me a great project manager. I often say great project management is great not because of software tools. It is made great because of the great minds and the great attitudes behind the tools. So PMI's research needs to be regarded. You need to think about what PMI is saying here. And they really do have a point. The top 2% of project managers You see, there's this misconception about technology in general. They think that technology or AI is a panacea for everything, but AI is not a fix for all project management challenges. The biggest project management challenges are not technical, it's the people behind the technical challenges. I need you to think about this. You see, the Agile Manifesto says for a reason, individuals and interactions should be valued over processes and tools. And it is absolutely the truth all day long. You see, we need to be looking at AI as an augmentation tool, not a replacement. Not a replacement for your brilliance. There are a few people who say, well, AI is going to solve all my problems. I'm going to be able to sit back and relax and do nothing. No, you didn't get the memo. The stakeholder is going to request your attention in one way or another. So understand that your role is still as vital as anything. It is so important. You are behind the reins, you are holding those reins, my friends. Artificial intelligence is not here to replace project team brilliance. It's here to amplify it. So it's a question of garbage in, garbage out. You got to put quality in. It's like an amplifier. It's an amplifier of whatever you put in. If you put garbage in, it's going to amplify the garbage. If you put great stuff in, it will amplify what you put in. So you need to put into AI understanding, consideration, working on the right data, and it will enhance your abilities. The effectiveness of AI is contingent on the quality of what you put in, and I've found this to be true. I want to share something with you which I have kept pretty close to the vest for a while, but I'm going to share with you some of my core secrets for applying artificial intelligence, and they are quite peculiar to me. You probably haven't heard them like this, even though you might have thought about them, but probably not like this. So, my first concept that I want project managers to be aware of is something I will call the Saint ChatGPT effect. What do I mean by Saint ChatGPT effect? You're going to learn that GPT can make you appear almost saintly. Have you ever found yourself staring at an email like for hours on end, baffled by its ambiguity, just looking at the email and saying, I don't even know where to start? You know, responding to these challenging emails can be a very daunting task, and it can leave you very unsure of where to begin. But fear not, for AI tools are your secret weapon. They are ready to assist you. When I say they, I'm talking about the Bards and the Synthesia, or whatever you call that tool, the GPTs, the Mid Journeys of this world, all those tools. They're there waiting to craft a response, whether it is a plain response, just email, or whether it needs to be graphic oriented. These AI tools are there. And these tools are waiting to not only address the sender's needs, but also to convey, if you would let it, a profound understanding and empathy that can leave them utterly impressed and appreciative. If only you understand the power of prompt engineering to take the concept, the idea behind your response and your message, if you're able to put it into a great world class prompt, my goodness, you will go from being zero to hero. And how do I know this? I wrote the book, AI Basics and the RGB Prompt Engineering Model. So I know a thing or two about crafting prompts. I'm still in the process of learning. We all are. They recently came out with news, Sam Altman and his friends at OpenAI, to tell us that Turbo GPT 4 Turbo is coming. And that's going to be on steroids because you're going to be able to employ the crazy vast amounts of tokens, 128,000 tokens. That's like 128,000 almost words. Almost. Can you imagine writing a prompt that long and getting a world-class response? You see why I'm telling you that the future of AI for the project manager is not in the data analysis and the risk analysis and the schedule analysis and the scope analysis. That's good. Okay. I've written books on that stuff. I wrote a book about all the things project managers typically do, the usual suspects. It's called Artificial Intelligence for Project Managers. You can find these everywhere books are sold. But I'm saying this to impress upon you that I have begun to experiment with the data analysis and the analytical capabilities of ChatGPT. And I'm blown away. And I actually have videos on that if you go to the Project Leadership Institute channel. But if you want to be in the top 2%, killing the game, you need to figure out how to leverage the power of AI for your communication, interpersonal skills, and leadership. And that's exactly what I'm showing you here. So, AI, if you let it, it can help you decrypt these crazy emails that you get and you stopped in your tracks, and it will offer insights and suggestions for constructing a response. Okay. I always say, don't put any personal information into it. Sterilize your prompt of personal information, but you can get pretty creative with artificial intelligence. It can also help you if you woke up on the bad side of the bed and you're getting ready to fire off a crazy email in response to an equally aggressive email you got from a client or colleague. Well, AI provides you with the tools to respond calmly and effectively. I love the fact that ChatGPT can take your crazed response and tame it down, or it can take your garbled response, because sometimes we are all over the place and we need to bring our thoughts together. And ChatGPT 3. Even 3.5 is so much more superior to what I would do, let alone 4 or Turbo. And you need to harness the power of ChatGPT to do these things for you, to tame aggressive emails, right? To make the communication more constructive. And the other thing I like about GPT is you can always rely on it to play the devil's advocate. You don't need to hire anyone. You don't even need to go ask your friend, hey, what do you think about this email? Does it sound? No, you don't even need to do that, because AI functions as your digital devil's advocate. It offers a fresh perspective. I'm serious. There are days I have asked it its opinion on stuff, and I'll be like, wow, that's quite profound. I would never have thought of that. Well done, ChatGPT. I mean, when you get to the stage that you know you're talking to an AI, but you have to say thank you, you know you're getting value from the tool. I am getting crazy value. And this is what I want you to tap into as well. Tap into the brilliance of the tool. There's so many things it can do for you. When we talk about emotional intelligence, your emotions are running high, you might be stressed. AI steps in to provide a level headed approach. It takes the burden off your shoulders and it enables you to compose a response that reflects empathy. Most important, hey, project management professionals on the call, professionalism. AI helps you be centered and sound professional, even in the midst of frustration or anger. You need to harness these tools. I'm telling you, it's not the razzle dazzle data analysis stuff. That stuff has been there for eons, just not in this form. Let's be honest, let's keep it real. Lots of you getting excited about, oh, we can do risk and stuff. I get excited too. But you folks weren't excited when PMI used to give us quizzes on the exam. about the Monte Carlo. Some of you didn't even want to read anything regarding the Monte Carlo. You didn't want to read anything about decision trees. Some of you were not even that excited about earned value. So this should be the handwriting on the wall to show you that great project management is not about the tools or the methods, my friends. It's not. It's not about those things. There's a lot more in project management when it comes to the interpersonal skills. I think you get the idea. So when I say the Saint Chat GPT effect, lessening email burden and overhead, this is what I'm talking about. These are the things that make you go, at work. It's this stuff, the stuff that is human related, right? So the Saint Chat GPT effect with AI's assistance is when you can embody what we playfully refer to as Saint Chat GPT. Because it's as though it were you, but it's actually the tool. It's as though it's giving you a halo around your head. And this means crafting responses that not only address the email's content, but also resonate with empathy, right? They make you appear like a saint, understanding and a willingness to collaborate and things like that. That's what I'm talking about. And if you're not harnessing AI for things like this, you missed the boat. Okay, so that's a very big takeaway. When it comes to AI in project management, I just see it as a conductor, but I still see the conductor as having a boss, right? AI can help you orchestrate data, can help you analyze, can help you make decisions and bring stuff together. It can also act as a catalyst. It can make you incredibly fast. It can make you incredibly quick. It's ridiculous. It magnifies your human abilities and it transforms project management. It makes you really great if you take some time to craft a superior prompt. But prompt engineering doesn't come easy. You have to learn it. And if you want to learn prompt engineering, I encourage you to go on down to ai.pmsucceed.com because you can join me on my Udemy course, learning for over 10 hours. Just be patient. A lot of people are speed demons wanting to rush through it, and you cannot learn everything in an hour. But if you learn daily, and it's a lifetime course, you'll learn a ton. I see AI as a bridge between human intuition and data-driven insights. There's an AI revolution without a doubt in project management, in business. Everyone wants to go for an AI course. But I want to make it very clear that AI is not here to replace project team brilliance. It's here to amplify it. I want to make it clear that this common misconception, this fallacy, this belief that AI can transform a subpar project manager into a great one, it's not true. It's not true. AI is an amplifier. So if you put garbage in, you're going to get garbage out. To achieve a remarkable 10x improvement through AI, you got to make sure that the quality of the input is top notch. And without a strong foundation, AI could actually amplify inefficiencies and shortcomings. You know, there was a story a few weeks ago about this lawyer who went into this case and he chat GPT'd, is there a law that allows blah, blah, blah in state XYZ? And of course, the tool made up something bogus. And this bozo went into the court using GPT's facts. That guy's in big trouble, probably banned from practicing for a while. And this is what happens even in the realm of project management when you are not putting in quality information. AI is a bridge between human intuition and data-driven insights. And these insights underscore the transformative power of AI. What AI can do with its data-driven insights is mind-blowing. I once put in a big old Excel file into the data and analysis piece of ChatGPT 4. I was blown away at the speed at which it analyzed stuff. But still, you're going to have a human that needs to make a decision. So let's dispel certain myths, right? The myth that, oh, the project manager is going to be replaced. That's a big myth. It's not true. We also have this myth about AI is an all-encompassing force that will eclipse the need for human intervention in project management. That's not true. That's a false narrative. And that conjures images of infallible algorithms and self-managing projects. But the reality is actually more nuanced and it's by far more interesting. You see, AI at its essence is a suite of tools that are designed to augment, to accentuate your greatness, to accentuate, to augment human capabilities, not to supplant them, not to replace you, but to, in other words, embrace what you bring to the table and amplify it. So our journey has to begin with demystifying that AI myth, stripping away all the bark to reveal its true potential and limitations. So we need to understand that AI is here to help us. And if we are attuned to the concept of amplifying AI, sky's the limit, right? Because you can amplify artificial intelligence and artificial intelligence can amplify you. I have found that if I give AI a tiny little prompt more, just knowing the direction to prompt it in, the output is way beyond what it would have given you in the very first place. The difference between a great prompt and an awesome, mind blowing prompt has to come from your patience, your awareness, your brilliance, and your persistence. And I know this very well because I've written a book that's called The Hollywood Model. This is a third book that I've written on AI. And the Hollywood Model provides prompts for writers of stories, writers of dramas, and entire screenplays. And I've realized that when you are prompting the tool, you have to be patient, but you also have to be knowledgeable and you have to know how to leverage what you have in the right direction and mind blowing responses with the difference of a word. So I want you to understand that, and I want you to apply that thought to crafting prompts to get the best emails, to get the best communication out of the tool, because the top 2%, my friends, it's not just those that churn out the data. You see, the difference between a great project manager and an average project manager is the great project manager understands what to do with the data and how to position the data in communications. The great project manager knows what data to mine from the tool, not just, well, ChatGPT, churn out some data for me. No, the great project manager knows the data to collect. The great project manager knows the data that will engage the stakeholder. Sounds familiar? Exactly. Those skills, they don't go away. You can have all the GPTs in this world, but if you don't understand your stakeholder, you're still an inept project manager. You're still an inept business person. So I want you to understand that emotional intelligence is the compass in the sea of interactions. One of my favorite quotes that I came up with goes like this: AI may rise, but EI will always be the prize. In other words, artificial intelligence will continue to soar, my friends, but emotional intelligence is what takes the cake. So you got to understand that it's not just about using this for technical purposes. And don't get me wrong, I love the fact that I can ask GPT to code. I actually have videos where I show GPT coding in HTML and throwing in some Java and JavaScript, and it's very impressive. But your customer doesn't care. Your customer couldn't care less about that stuff. They don't. They want you to understand them. They want you to show empathy, understand it, and the like. I want you to be aware of AI enhanced communication strategies, right? Spend some time thinking because technology amplifies the reach of your voice, but your message remains uniquely human. So I'm going to show you some of the tools or tips and tricks that I employ for superior communication at a higher level. It comes with an understanding that AI is not a substitute for genuine connection. It's a facilitator, and you need to know how to prompt the tool. So, this isn't a case of going away to solve a problem and coming back in a week. No, this is what I call the GPT cyborg advantage. I'll be back in a microsecond. Not Arnold's I'll be back. This is I'll be back in a microsecond. It creates a cyborg. You become like on steroids, like a cyborg on steroids, right? One of the things that AI can do is unearth hidden insights. It can sift through the massive data sets and historical records, and it can find patterns and trends and solutions. You should try this. Find a complex Excel file and upload that to GPT-4 and ask it to analyze it, and you'll be pleasantly surprised. I actually have a video about this on YouTube, so you should try that out. AI can reveal patterns and trends and solutions that could have actually remained hidden to human analysis. And it has the ability to reveal correlations, anomalies, things you wouldn't have even thought of. And most importantly, it can also inform effective team problem solving. But you got to know that that capability is there to be able to effectively query the tool. What about cross-domain expertise? AI knowledge spans various domains and industries. It has an advantage when you use it with intentionality. It can provide fresh perspectives and solutions. Continuous learning is also one of the strong points of this tool because AI is always learning. Very recently, Sam Altman and co. announced that GPT-4 was now updated to April 2023. And with that, the possibilities are a lot more than September 2021's cutoff, right? What about data-driven decision making? AI can analyze large volumes of data. I said that GPT-4 Turbo is coming with 300-page possibilities, which is bananas. What about custom recommendations? AI can tailor its advice to specific team contexts. In fact, right now, there's the option of putting in certain guidelines into ChatGPT to frame its response to you to be more accurate. What about efficiency and speed? Don't even get me started because GPT 3.5 is a speed demon. It's ridiculous how quick it is. The insights it generates is it's as though it sees the entire prompt of several pages as one, and in seconds it got the entire memo and starts spitting out quality. It's insane. The other thing you can do with AI is mitigate human biases by relying on data-driven analyses rather than subjective judgments. And this promotes fairness and objectivity in team problem solving. Before we go today, my friends, because I know I've kept you for a little bit, we need to round this up, and I'll be back another day to keep going through this content with you because I have so much to share. My recent book, AI Superhero, How You Can Leverage AI for Leadership and Communications, that book is coming out next week. This content is actually from the book, so you'll be able to go over it again and again. But before we close for today, there's one more power of AI that I want to go over with you, and that is the power to make decisions. However, as we leverage AI to make decisions, we have to be careful. There are a number of ethical concerns where AI is spoken about, and I want to talk about ethical considerations and AI transparency. In the realm of AI, transparency is not just an option, it's an ethical imperative. As project managers, we must navigate that path of technology with integrity and transparency as our guiding stars. A few days ago, I got an email from Amazon, And once upon a time, I did sell on Amazon, but they were citing products that I hadn't even sold for over a decade. And I knew that it was an AI tool from my research, but the AI tool accused me of something that was not real. And it occurred to me, wow, AI is great, but it has mistakes. That actually rhymes. It has mistakes in that it could flag you for something that totally wasn't true, or something that is not even in your jurisdiction, or something that is so far removed from the truth. And it came with the accusation that I was using Arsenal FC, for those of you soccer fans. And I'm like, I'm a project manager selling project management related stuff. What do I have to do with Arsenal? They're not even my favorite team. I'm a Man U guy. What are you talking about? So that stuff happens where AI gets it wrong. And if AI gets it wrong, we need to take the ownership of that, and we need to fix it quick. But beyond that, we also need to let people know, and this is where Amazon did the right thing. In their communication, the clause AI may have had an input in whatever decision was made in sending this email. Be aware that we use it when we're dealing with customer related topics. And that was good. And that is what we as project managers and business people also need to uphold. If AI is being used to make decisions, especially weighty decisions, like choosing you as someone for a scholarship, or choosing you out of a pool for college admission and things like that, it needs to be disclosed because there might be concerns from the individuals involved. So, in this last section, before we go, talking about being an AI superhero, you need to understand that ethics is key. Ethics so important. So we're going to explore the ethical considerations surrounding AI. I'm going to give you my ethics checklist for AI. Number one, always ask the question, will it harm someone? Does the application have the potential to cause physical, emotional, or psychological harm to individuals, including privacy violations or discrimination? Did I cheat someone? Evaluate whether the AI system engages in dishonest or deceptive practices like manipulating data, misleading users, trying to game a system, or engaging in fraudulent behavior. Ask the question, will it hurt me or my organization? Is the data unbiased and representative? Is the decision making transparent? Is there consent and data protection? Does it respect human rights and diversity and inclusion? Have potential biases been mitigated? Is it secure and protected against misuse? Are there clear accountability and responsibility? Is there an ethical review process in place, and are ethical guidelines and policies communicated? Is continuous monitoring and improvement ensured? Have external ethics experts been consulted? And lastly, is there a commitment to ethical AI culture? These are questions that you could ask yourself as AI begins to move in leaps and bounds and skyrockets. It's very important, my friends, that we always ask ourselves, are we aligned to ethical standards? And they're still in development, but my checklist is a great starting point. I hope you enjoyed this, my friends, and I want you to go away with this quote: AI may rise, but EI, emotional intelligence, will always be the prize. You need to understand it, you need to see it, because that's the truth, and I'm sticking to it. All right, my friends, if you have any questions or you want to embark on a journey of learning with me as a coach and a trainer in all things leadership and project management and artificial intelligence, go on down to praizion.com. You can send an email to support@praizion.com. And you can also go on down to ai.pmsucceed.com. I hope you enjoyed this session. AI is still emergent. I don't see it as even being a quarter of the way. Definitely not. It's still growing in leaps and bounds, and we are defining the future of artificial intelligence in project management. Remember, if you want training and coaching to be a great writer using artificial intelligence, I have the book, The Hollywood Model. You can find that on Amazon. I have the book, AI Basics and the RGB Prompt Engineering Model, which is a great way for you to learn prompt structure and get some practice. And I also have the book, Artificial Intelligence for Project Managers, which goes into the very heavy technical and data-driven side of plans and baselines and numbers and computations and all that stuff. So if you're looking for any of those, you can find them on Amazon.com. I want to acknowledge questions that came in and a few questions very quick. Let's take one or two. How can I get great in AI? Well, that's what this is all about. Greatness in AI is not just about being able to do the fascinating things in technology. It's really more about being able to harness it, in my mind. And this is my answer. You don't hear this from a lot of people. But in my mind, it's understanding how to use it as a communication and leadership and interpersonal tool advantage, which means understanding language and syntax in the real world, taking that and crafting prompts that up the ante of your communication. In my mind, that's how you get great in AI. Okay. Another question here. What are the benefits of using AI in project management? Well, there are many advantages of speed and accuracy. You could be extremely precise. You could also have the volume advantage, be able to move tons of volume of analyses of whatever task you're trying to do. I'll give you an example. There was a task I was trying to do, and it typically took 30 something hours. Found a way to effectively prompt engineer and had it doing tens of hours of work in minutes. Roughly every 1 to 2 hours of work I would do, AI could do it in under 10 minutes, which is crazy. So there are many benefits of using AI, but you can use AI to do the heavy lifting in terms of the grunt work, where you focus more on the EI, the brain work, which is equally challenging. It's just that we have an advantage. We have a bend as humans. When we talk about the concept of intuition, this is what AI doesn't have. AI, right now, they're not able to as good. It probably will get to the point where AI can. But right now, AI can't read body language as well. It can read an image, quite all right. But if I'm interacting with a stakeholder, AI can't tell me, hey, Phil, this is what it means, do this. No. So you're still left with your reasoning faculties and your EI, which is why those really need to be great. And then when you amplify your abilities with artificial intelligence in project management, it just gets better. All right, let's take a couple more. What are the challenges of implementing AI in project management? Well, in my mind, the first challenge is trying to apply AI when one isn't a developed project manager. In other words, if you haven't spent time on your craft and you're trying to replace that with AI, you will fail. It won't end well. You will be found out. So people who are trying to crunch numbers behind the scenes and maybe earn value as your job, and you really haven't spent time learning it, and you're trying to get the tool to make it look like you are, that could be very bad. So there's still the challenge of you still need to know project management, because if you don't, AI can mess you up. I've had AI lie to me about TCPI, the two complete performance index. It gave me a bogus formula. But if I was a Johnny on the street, layman, just trying to use AI to make me look good in technical stuff, in technical prowess, I would have had egg on my face. So, in my mind, that's one of the biggest challenges, not knowing. I would say if you are not up to a certain level, where you need to be, come clean and don't use AI to hide. That could be the biggest challenge because there's always that feeling that you may be able to get away with it. I would advise against it. Another challenge with AI is it's vast. There's a lot to learn. This little book I wrote, AI Basics and the RGB Prompt Engineering Model, there's so many definitions about, NLP and computer vision and so many concepts in artificial intelligence that the general project manager who is not technical finds it boring, doesn't want to learn it, and as a result could be shortchanged. So there's that aspect of going the extra mile and applying yourself. You got to apply yourself to learn. But when you do, the results could be tremendous. All right. I hope that gave some clarity. Let's take a look at one more question. All right. How can project managers prepare for the future of AI in project management? I'm going to borrow from my book, Project Management, Artificial Intelligence for Project Management. I believe this is here in one of the chapters, chapter 13. So I'll start off with the quote that I put here. The future of project management is undoubtedly intertwined with the intelligent and strategic use of AI. That's very true. And I'll just read from the next page. Okay. The future of AI in project management is full of possibilities. AI has the potential to revolutionize project management, making it more efficient, effective, and transparent. However, it is important to consider ethical, social, interpersonal implications of AI in project management. By having a discussion about these implications, we can ensure that AI is used in a way that benefits society as a whole. So, for project managers, the future is all about the ethical in my mind. If you are adhering to the ethics, you're being the best version of yourself that you can be, you're learning and you're growing, and you're understanding that what makes you being the top 2% of project managers is not technical skill, is not the ability to build the next supercar. It's not that. You may do that, and you're still not a great project manager because great project management is made great not because of software tools. It is made great because of the great minds and the great attitudes behind the tools. Thank you very much for joining me, my friends. Your buddy Phil here. Always a pleasure to speak to you. Keep being great, keep being awesome, and I'll speak to you next time. Bye for now.